Good morning and welcome to the Wisconsin Women's Business Initiative Corporation, better known as WWBIC, virtual gathering at the state capitol. I thank you all for actively participating today. Since 1987, WWBIC has provided that quality business and financial education programming coupled with access to fair and responsible capital. For over 33 years, we've been providing these important services to entrepreneurs and business owners throughout the state of Wisconsin. WWBIC started and remains dedicated to serving women, people of color, low and moderate income individuals, we refer to as pre-rich, and in the past 10 years, additional dedicated resources to our state veterans and military-connected families. We know where inequality exists, inequity remains. I'm very pleased today to have a brief program, a moment of the state of what's happening at WWBIC, and we will reflect a moment on what we've done over this past year and years, but more so share a projection of what we will be doing, because we are all in. I'd also like to thank our sponsors for today who helped make this possible. The first is Kate and Don Hill. Kate is a current WWBIC board member, and they are both owners of Heartland Research Information. Lori Benson, a former WWBIC board member, we thank her. We'd also like to thank Ugo Abaracha of Diamond Disc International, a long-standing WWBIC client and a great supporter in so many ways. We thank Ugo and his wife. The Wisconsin Women's Council for their long-standing and aligned support and really part of the history of the creation of WWBIC itself. Our corporate partners include Organic Paychecks and First Business Bank, as well as Madison Gas and Electric. And a special shout out to Pam Christensen of Madison Gas and Electric for her longtime support of WWBIC, and in the past couple years specifically helping WWBIC launch Kiva Greater Madison. So thank you all. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce a true leader. Someone who understands the importance of local and independent businesses throughout Wisconsin in urban and rural communities. He is a friend and understands and knows that microenterprise development, that 85% of the businesses in the good state of Wisconsin are micro businesses. He also knows that education is our shield for our children, our youth, and our adults. And I'm very proud to serve under this governor as the chair of the Governor's Council on Financial Literacy. I believe also we have Secretary Blumenfeld on our meeting today. So without further ado, I will introduce the CEO of the state of Wisconsin, Governor Evers.
Thanks so much, Wendy, for your kind introduction and thanks for your great team that you have and the opportunity for me to speak today. I think if I remember correctly, the last time we had a chance to chat was right here at the executive residence last summer, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm here today, still at the executive residence, to celebrate the many successes WWBIC has had in building our state's economy. For more than 30 years, WWBIC has been a leader in investing in our communities by working with traditionally underserved businesses at the grassroots level. And just as an aside, over this last year, I've had a chance. I have a friend from my hometown that was starting up a local downtown business, and she didn't know where to turn. And I suggested WWBIC. I know she made some contacts there, and she's been in business for almost a year. And even during this pandemic, she's doing a great job. So I'm just, from a personal level, want to thank WWBIC. And you've been doing this since 1987, loaning more than $76 million to over 6,000 small businesses across our state. While WWBIC services are open to anyone, its focuses remain on women, people of color, veterans, and lower wealth individuals, those most likely to face barriers in accessing financing or educational support. WWBIC's helped 7,200 businesses start up, expand, and strengthen their operation, which in turn has led to the creation of more than 12,000 jobs. That is an amazing record. With a team of 50 employees and more than 200 volunteers, WWBIC now has offices in Milwaukee, Madison, Kenosha, Racine, and Appleton. Obviously, as you can see by that, the influence can be felt everywhere in the state. In the fiscal year that just ended in June, WWBIC counseled more than 755 small business clients, including my friend from my hometown, and provided more than $5 million in microloans to small businesses, including many startups. Nearly a fifth of those loans went to businesses in rural communities like my hometown, creating or saving nearly 500 jobs. I don't need to tell you how important that assistance is, especially to rural areas during this pandemic when so many small businesses are doing everything they can just to hang on by their fingertips. WWBIC also administers Kiva microloans, which allows small businesses to borrow small amounts at no interest. Last year, WWBIC administered 52 of these loans, providing nearly $400,000 in much needed capital. Many of these are the small businesses, the coffee shops, the nail salons, barber shops, and the like that become the heart and soul of our communities. WWBIC also helps individuals gain control of their personal finances through financial literacy programs and resources to help save money, knowledge that can be applied obviously to the education realm, but also purchasing a home, starting a business, and other activities that significantly improve a person's lifelong financial outlook. In short, they are helping many of our citizens realize their dreams and building a more prosperous, more diverse, and more inclusive economy at the same time. So once again, WWBIC, I congratulate you for the great job you're doing, and I look forward to more great things from you in the future. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here this morning.
Thank you, Governor Evers. I truly appreciate that. You obviously know a great deal about WWBIC. I appreciate your review of those numbers. It's impressive, and thank you. Thank you for your continued leadership, truly.
Thank you.
As the governor shared, in last year alone, WWBIC served over 5,000 unduplicated clients statewide, put millions of dollars more on the books, and now our loan portfolio is peaking $24 million, that of a size of a small community bank. So we're proud of that impact, that financial impact in improving the economic well-being of the good citizens of the state of Wisconsin. So it was later in March of this year that I had a leadership meeting. We have a lot of meetings at WWBIC, and this was our weekly leadership meeting. And I said to the team, we knew what was happening, that there was going to be a health crisis, and we knew at that moment that that was going to be tied to an economic crisis in our cities, in our state, in our country, our nation, and our world. And I said to everybody, I said, you know, we have got to do better. We have got to do more. We have got to get to yes. We have to move fast and furious. And of course, they chuckled at that. Wendy, you know, you're already so fast. We're already so fast at WWBIC. We can't be fast and furious all the time. And I said, let me tell you this. I was on a morning call. Actually, she was calling me on my email. I pulled along the side. I was actually at El Rey buying some things in the morning, and I pulled along the side because it was Missy Hughes, CEO of WEDC. She goes, Wendy, I got to talk to you about this idea. I just need your thoughts before we lay this out. And she shared this idea, which I'm sure she'll share next in her comments. And she said, you know, we have to move WEDC fast and furious. So I told my leadership team, if Missy Hughes, President and Executive Director of WEDC, can move fast and furious, WEDC, we can too at WWBIC. So now without further ado, I'll introduce Fast and Furious, the head of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, Missy Hughes.
Wendy, thank you so much. You reminded me of that. Everybody, literally every 15 minutes, I was getting an email from Wendy, like, we can do this. We should do it this way. We should do it this way. It gave such great motivation. And, you know, as you can see, I'm sitting in my car, which is the crazy times that we've come to these days. But Wendy has taught me that, you know, you just got to go and you got to make things happen. And so I'm on the road today, but I'm so pleased to be able to, help celebrate all the good work that WWBIC does. It's interesting that the governor mentioned a friend of his who has utilized WWBIC. Just a couple weeks ago, I met a fourth grader in my hometown of Wisconsin, a young woman who has started her own bakery business and was selling at the farmer's market. And I said, you need to meet Julie Emsley from WWBIC, and she's going to help you develop a business plan. I mean, this fourth grader, she's going to take over the world someday. But you don't hand over every fourth grader to a statewide organization. But I knew that she would be taken care of in the hands of WWBIC, and I've heard that good communications are happening, and she's on her way with Excel spreadsheets and all those sorts of things. So WWBIC just does tremendous work. And, as Wendy mentioned, as we saw the tsunami of COVID hitting our small businesses all around the state, one of the first things that WEDC did was create SB 2020, Small Business 2020, which put a pile of $5 million together. We said we want to get this out to businesses that have 20 employees or less, so that we can help them in this crunch time before federal dollars hit the streets, before we really knew what was happening. And Wendy and WWBIC were able to help us push out over $2 million to 356 businesses in all 72 counties. So we have really been able to partner with WWBIC, not only during this crisis, but all through the last few years. And I'm so looking forward to what we can put together in the future. Our small businesses continue to face huge challenges. And if we don't do what we need to do, which, we can't stop without saying, we have to make sure we're doing the right practices to stop the spread of the virus. We have to wear our masks. We have to wash our hands, social distancing, all those practices that we have come to love dearly. We had to do them, because the only way we get this economy rolling again, the only way we really help our small businesses regain momentum, is through taking care of that. So thank you to all of you in helping to do that. And, as Wendy mentioned, we're all in this together, and we are needing to work together. We will continue to need to uphold our small businesses all around the state. And with partners like WWBIC, I have absolutely no doubt about our success into the future of getting this done and moving forward and having the strength of Wisconsin's small businesses carry us forward. So thank you again, WWBIC. Thank you, Governor. And thank you, Wendy, for this opportunity to talk with you today, and have a great day.
Great. Thank you, Fast and Furious Missy Hughes. I appreciate it. And we appreciate that right when you came on, you toured WWBIC, you met with us, you saw how we could really be a key strategic partner of WEDC in the state, and we give you our commitment from this day on to continue to be that strong, key strategic partner with the state of Wisconsin. We think of ourselves at WWBIC as the front line for economic development. We're not the front line for the healthcare. Others are that are so needed, but we are the front line with other aligned partners in economic development. So thank you. Everybody's a leader at WWBIC, and probably everybody on this phone call, this virtual meeting, is also a leader. But today I have the opportunity of introducing two of our leaders to share again a moment of reflection and more so projection from a financial performance standpoint and from a social performance standpoint. So with that, I'll turn it off to two of our vice presidents. The first is John Gaines, the Vice President of Business Services, CFO, if you will, for WWBIC, and followed by KAMALJIT Jackson, who is our Vice President of Program and Services. So John?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being part of WWBIC and our work. I've served as WWBIC's VP of Finance and Controller for the past 10 years, and during this time, WWBIC has quadrupled in size and total assets and quintupled in size and loans outstanding to borrowers through June 30th. We've also dramatically enhanced our technology, lending, investments in financial reporting infrastructure to meet those demands as we've grown. WWBIC is also IRS rated, or as we call it, investment grade. And we're also really excited about it because we're investor worthy, as we're evident in our diversity in terms of our capital sources. So far to date, over 15 financial institutions investing along with federal, state, and local sources, faith-based investors, community foundations, and individual investors in our private offering fund for eligible investors. WWBIC works to ensure a diverse mix of industries that we serve, for example, food-related services, retail and wholesale trade, arts, entertainment and recreation, and of course manufacturing, with us being here in Wisconsin, amongst other industries that we work to answer the call to ensure we stay grounded and tuned to what's needed and providing opportunity for entrepreneurs throughout our state. What's the future like? We'll focus on finding innovative and different partners and approaches to finding and leveraging capital to support Wisconsin small businesses. We'll also work to support our teams in delivering on our main tenets for our 2018 through 2021 strategic plan, which are 3, A, first, thoughtfully grow and expand, B, provide exemplary customer service, and C, create measurable impact. We'll also continue our quest to ensure that we remain vigilant, efficient, friendly, and focused on delivering on our mission again to assist businesses owned as they recover and rebound from our pandemic. Again, thank you for your support as we all work together in this. I now turn the program over to one of my partners, KAMALJIT, Casey Jackson, to share more of WWBIC's recent impact and work during COVID-19. Take it away, Casey.
Thanks, John. Good morning, everybody. It's such a pleasure to be here. I'm KAMALJIT Jackson, the Vice President for Programs and Operations. And I, too, thank you for caring and supporting not only WWBIC, but allowing us to do more and more effectively. But I thank you on behalf of our many, many, many clients. We have addressed the apparent challenges in our nation, and specifically in Wisconsin, through increased communication with our clients, creating new loans to address the needs during this health and economic crises, garnered not only support of financial assistance as direct pass-throughs to our clients, but have truly partnered with the state of Wisconsin and many local cities and counties to again assist in providing that direct support to the micro and small businesses within those communities. We have socialized the many financial assistance and resources available in a user-friendly, formidable manner to our clients. So let me put some things in perspective for you from a data lens. WWBIC's COVID financial impact to date is $119 million. Let me say that again. $119 million, of which $10 million includes grant pass-throughs, general grants, forgivable loans, loan capital, and loan payment deferrals for 6 months. $1.7 million programmatic funding to further support small businesses by educational training, technical assistance, and financial capability. $107 million of funding opportunities socialized throughout the state, such as the WEDC We Are All In Minority Grant Fund, Dane County Buy Local, City of Milwaukee Small Business Restart Grant Fund. We have served 292 clients through the WEDC 2020 grant, have provided 191 client loan deferrals for 6 months. We have pivoted significantly to ensure WWBIC remains accessible for educational training, one-on-one technical assistance, wraparound services, lending and operation services, developing and creating new loan products, such as our fast-track term and lines of credit, to serve clients in immediate need of capital, along with serving as the delegated lender for the Payment Protection Program, of which $1.7 million of funding was provided to over 100 clients. That's pretty impressive. As we continue to the future, we are finding new ways to ensure accessibility through various mediums, whether face-to-face, virtual, or a hybrid format. Our clients will always remain at the center of our work. And our amazing staff, we are committed to ensuring resiliency and sustainability for small businesses across the state. Again, we thank you for being here. We thank you for your support. We thank you for your partnership. WWBIC may be small, but we are mighty. With a talented staff of 75, we are creating significant impact across the state by providing economic development services. We are one team with one mission, which is to put dreams to work. Now, before I hand this off to Wendy, I just want you to remember this number because it's going to be so important today, tomorrow, and for the rest of the year. That 75 staff members just making a significant impact of $119 million across the state of Wisconsin. That's pretty powerful. And a big shout out to the WWBIC staff. It is your dedication, your commitment to resiliency, to ensure resiliency for our small business community is far unmatched. And we are very proud of all of you And thank you for all that you do every single day. Wendy, I'll leave it to you.
Great. Thank you, John. Thank you, KAMALJIT. I really appreciate you sharing that, the playbook ahead for WWBIC, if you will. And just to go back on one thing that the governor shared, he didn't mention where he's from, which is Plymouth, Wisconsin, and that's very important to me because that's also where my mother and father grew up. So that's the place that he's talking about. So thank you there on that, Governor. And thank you again, Missy Hughes, for your comments in the car today. I appreciate that. I know I've done some of these in hotel rooms and at my kitchen table, and I know you're all around and about, and we appreciate both of your time today. So with that, we're going to conclude, but I have a couple closing comments before we are all beamed into, automatically and magically, working sessions. We've shared a little bit in this first half an hour. And when you are moved into a working group session, we will share a little bit more, the details in our regional markets. And those regional markets, as the governor alluded to, is the Northeast area, the Fox Valley. We actually have offices in Appleton and Green Bay there. Our Southwest area with offices and a presence specifically in Viroqua and La Crosse. Our Southeast community with offices in Racine and Kenosha. Our South Central office in Madison, embracing the South Central and Dane County areas. Our offices at Schlitz Park in the heart of Milwaukee, embracing not only Greater Milwaukee, but West Allis, Wauwatosa, and Waukesha in full. And then we'll have another 2 workout groups, breakout sessions, one dedicated to Kiva that the governor mentioned. WWBIC has been a key partner in Kiva. We often say to financial institutions and banks, we go in once a year and do a presentation to banks, say, don't say no, say WWBIC. Well, sometimes at WWBIC, the credits that come in front of us, we do have to say no. So our expression at WWBIC is don't say no, say Kiva. If we can get an entrepreneur a Kiva loan of up to $10,000 at 0% interest, that's a step on the ladder toward a WWBIC loan and eventually toward bank financing. So that's how we look at that. So there's a Kiva breakout session and then a session dedicated again to our veterans in the state of Wisconsin and to military-connected families. Our Veteran Business Outreach Center is a relatively newer program of WWBIC we've had for the past couple years. It's the only program we have that actually we go outside of the state of Wisconsin and embrace veterans and military-connected family members in Illinois and also in Minnesota. So before we go into that, I want to share to our clients who are on the line, we're there for you. To our policymakers, we're there for you. To our funders, our investors, we're there for you. To our partners that were alluded to, our aligned partners in advancing and improving the economic well-being of individuals in the state of Wisconsin, we're there for you. Things are going to get better, but it's going to be a long haul. And we need to be there for each other, and we need to go with positive foot forward. So I thank you all. I think at WWBIC, we're doing a lot, but I challenge our team of leaders every single day, perhaps we could do more. I challenge myself, and I wake up every single day, and I think, I can do more. What else can I do? What else can I do differently? How else can we do it? And I challenge all of you today participating. What else can you do? So I thank you, and now we'll move to the second part of our program with a little bit more dialogue. We need to hear from you. We need to hear your ideas. So please actively engage in this next hour. Thank you.